Hello everybody, it's Josie here. I'm doing another book review today. So, the two books that I'm reviewing are reflected in the colours I'm wearing. So, that colour and that colour down there. It took a while to find this jersey to match. But the two books that I'm reviewing is this one over here. It's Bunny by Mona Awad. And this book over here, Hello Girls by Brittany Caravalera and Emily Henry. So first of all, two outstanding covers. So I love this cover. I think it's beautiful. This is the hardback version. And I just love the colours on it. And then this one, I just think it's kind of cool. I like the orange. I kind of like the bunny and then the writing. This is very stylized. I quite like this cover. So two very nice, pretty covery books. And actually, really weirdly, I had this one lying on a table and my mum walked past and went, oh, that looks good. She actually picked it up. This is how much the cover affected her. She picked it up and she read the synopsis and went, oh, I might want to read that. And this is a YA book. Anyway, so, sorry, that was an aside. So anyway, these two books. Okay, so why have I chosen, other than the colours in my top, to talk about them together? So they feature some of my favourite things. So both of these books feature female friendships, and they're extremely female-centric, just mainly female cast. Complicated female friendships. This one, more than this one, twisted, complicated female friendships. And just kind of morally grey characters as well. So these are the things that I love to read. So let's start with Bunny. So Bunny is so hard to describe. So I think it was Books and Lala who was talking about, Kayla was talking about this book. And I know that Kayla really likes the book. And it's just so twisted. So you've got Sam Mackey, who's the main character, and she is going to this kind of really exclusive college, sort of arts college, and she's in this writing course, and there's this group of girls, and I suppose you can call them like mean girls. They're kind of like the queen bees of this writing course, and they suddenly invite her into their group. And it's like, why? What is going on here? So you've kind of got that. You've got this weird, twisted things that this group does that are just so fascinating. It's kind of, this book kind of blends elements of horror, psychological thriller, this like friendshipy thing. You're not entirely sure sometimes whether it's real or it's in someone's head. These really kind of twisted characters. There's this great kind of friendship, and maybe even a little bit more is what I'm reading into it, between Sam and her friend Ava. And it's kind of this like blend of outsiders and outcasts and slightly odd characters, and this kind of group of slightly bitchy girls, and this sort of friendship, toxic friendship relationship between all of them. That's the best way that I can describe it. I think someone here says, part thriller, part horror, part teen drama. It's like Mean Girls with added menace and impossible not to relish, which is kind of true. I mean, I loved it, but then I love this kind of thing. Like I said, these characters are so morally all over the place. I love the way it's told. I listened to the audiobook in this, and I really enjoyed the audiobook. I'm actually going to reread the physical copy, but I really enjoyed the audiobook. And it's one of those things where I heard the audio and I was like, well, I need to get the physical because I need this book in my life on my bookshelf so I can reread it whenever I want. It's just really cool and twisted and wonderful, and all of the things that I love, and this is like a 5-star read for me. And then the next one is Hello Girls. So this is a YA, so this is about two girls. So you've got Winona, which, shout out, I love that name. Winona Ryder is one of my favourite 90s actresses. And I actually think the character, there's sort of reference to Winona Ryder in there. And Lucille. And they are essentially best friends, but they are from completely different worlds. So you've got Winona, who's from kind of the rich, very kind of upper class side of town. And you've got Lucille, who is from the poorer, sort of struggling side of town. So they're kind of different worlds, but an incident, and I don't want to give it away because then it's going to give away a lot of the storyline and what happens in it, but an incident kind of brings these two girls together, and they hatch a plan to leave this town that they're in, the place that they're in, and they are nearing the end of their high school career, and they've got a few months until they both turn 18 and they can go off and they can go to university, to college. And this is their thing in their heads. They're planning this escape route, basically, to leave their families, their situations they're in, and go off to university, and that's kind of what they're living for. And then things happen. And I love this. Someone said it was like a YA Thelma and Louise, which I think is a good representation of it. There's sort of a road trip angle, which I love a good road trip book or good road trip film. Honestly, while I was reading this, I kept thinking this would make a great miniseries. A bit like they did with 13 Reasons Why. I think this would make a great miniseries. I really, again, the characters, they go to places that are, like, again, morally grey, whether you agree or disagree with what they do, the way they handle their situation, the friendship, this like real intense friendship between these two girls and how they'll kind of do anything for each other. I really loved it. I really, really loved it. And honestly, this is like another 4.5, 5-star read for me, just because I really enjoyed it. I know there's people that don't enjoy it. I loved it. I love the intensity of the friendship. I love the fact that there is sort of humour in it, in sort of darker situations in this book as well. There's some really deep things kind of that happen and triggers for abuse and violence. And in Bunny, I should say, trigger for animal mutilation and also sort of violence in there. But just a fantastic read. This I just really, really enjoyed it. I loved reading this. I read it really quickly, so I've tabbed it. And I really like these characters, and I totally agree that I love Thelma and Louise. And I totally agree that it's got that vibe of that intense female friendship and these two characters going through things and supporting each other and being there for each other, and I really love that. So yeah, I really like those books. Let me know if you've read either of them, what you thought, or if you've kind of read anything similar and would recommend it. And yeah, like I said, I hope you're staying well and safe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye.